All right, welcome back to our color triad part 2 demonstration. We're going to do the magenta brontosaurus, moving down to the blue state triceratops, and make those mixtures. So I'm starting off by mixing a magenta paint and putting that down. We're going to do a nice kind of thinner wash, lots of water, a little bit of paint, and I'm using the paint straight out of the tube, not mixing anything into it. And my goal here is to kind of outline my shape and then fill it in with my watery mix. If I start to get a little bit too thick, I can add a little extra water to it. And really, I'm just trying to kind of set the tone for that whole shape and have an entire shape with just the color, one of my main colors that I'm going to use. So after I go through and do that wash, right here, I'm going to start adding some thicker paint, a little bit more paint, a little less water, and I'm using that to create some shadows. I'm going to, think about where's the shadow fall on the neck, underneath the belly, over on the back side of the tail, or the leg that's back farther behind. Trying to just find areas where I can add a little bit more shadow so that I can kind of show a little bit of form to this and then still have my main color be very present and show, be separate from other shapes that I will paint later. We're going to come with a couple little details here, kind of touching that up in the eye, up in the head. And then after that, I think what we're going to do is start to mix the colors between magenta and light blue. So I'm starting off here with mostly magenta and a little touch of light blue. I drew a rock formation, kind of like a little wall of rock in between the two, thinking that I could paint different layers of the rock, different variations between those two colors. So here's the first one, which is mostly magenta with a little bit of blue. Now I'm mixing the second one, where I'm going to try to have equal parts of magenta and blue at the same time. And then when we get down to the third one, we're going to have mostly blue with just a little bit of magenta in it. So as I go through and paint this, I'm trying to avoid this triceratops. Don't want to paint on top of them, but I do want to paint in all the areas of my rock shape. Here is the third mixture. So I'm trying to add more light blue to it and try to make it so that it looks definitely different than the first two. Each one should be pretty distinct from the other, especially when you're thinking about the mixtures that you're going to make between your main colors. Once you start to get to the center of the triad, or this one has 4 colors, that's when you're going to get a lot more colors that are closer to each other and less variation, more subtle. So what I do know about this part is I think I painted it in and then decided it was too purple with the magenta in it. So I'm going to repaint this and add just a little more light blue to it and hopefully have something that's a little closer to that side and have more of an even balance between the two poles of magenta on one side and light blue on the other. Now that I have that done, I'm going to mix just a little bit of purple from the T-Rex and mix that into the magenta just to make a couple little darker shadows for my Brontosaurus. Just want to kind of pop some of those shadows just a little bit and have it stand out just a little bit stronger. Thinking about the planes that face down or are behind things can get a little extra darker value to kind of make that stand out just a little bit better. And when we move into the next demonstration, we're going to finish up and do the magenta to yellow and also look at mixing the colors in the middle and getting those tones. So thanks for joining in, and we'll see you next time.